Hasan hate watch time. What is this?
Boner Chili watched the whole thing, said he was a mask-off Nazi, and knowing he has been for a long time, still thought he was funny, makes the collab they did more pathetic. Yeah, that's really interesting that Destiny also said he was an out-and-about Nazi, because it didn't seem like he had any issues basically platforming Sam Hyde when Sam Hyde was talking about how he wanted to murder me.
Oh my God, shut the f up. You're such a f***ing baby, dude. I didn't actually know back then if Sam Hyde was like a full-on Nazi or not. I didn't know 100%. There was still like a little bit of doubt in my mind. I wasn't sure. But then when I started watching some of his, like his serious podcast stuff, I was like, oh, shit, this guy is like a super Nazi. Wait, where the f is our chat? Wait, is this not on my YouTube anywhere? You just skipped it, retard. This? This is a clip from the interview. It's 2 minutes long. Third video. 1, 2, 3. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. There are times when I...
This is in 2022. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards maybe him being a Nazi, but I didn't think... I didn't know at this point. I didn't really 100% think he was. But it's funny because you can tell actually that I don't know that he's a Nazi because I don't really, I don't challenge him on like any Nazi tier stuff. I don't think. I don't know if I even ask about it. Did I ask about the journalist stuff? Yeah, I don't know. This was before the boxing match too? Oh, was this even before the boxing match? Wait, are you sure? No, I don't think it was. It says if Hasan doesn't accept.
You know, I will call out Hasan, or I'll just call out whoever makes the most business sense. But I'm not super interested in doing a bunch of fights.
Okay, so this is like a year or two tops in for you, and then you just want to be done with it, basically, or?
I hope so, yeah.
If Hasan doesn't accept, there's another YouTuber called Vosh. Okay, you'd love to.
Wasn't this before you watched his podcasting stuff? Yeah, 100%. Because if I would have seen the podcasting stuff, we would have talked a lot more about the mask-off Nazi stuff.
Fuck's that guy.
I think Vosh is maybe a little too small, though.
Yeah, maybe. I just want to see him get the shit beat out of him, but you know. In terms of content, I don't know if you guys have released more than like that 7-minute video, or it was a short video of you training Harley. That type of shit would be really funny to watch.
100% before the Hasan thing. I believe this might even be the before Creator Clash and he wasn't canceled yet. Well, no, I don't know. Sam Hyde says he wants to kill Hasan Piker.
Yeah, you got anyone you want to...
This was in August 27th, and I chatted with him. Oh. I chatted with him before this. Oh, so this was even before the Hasan shit. Fuck, Hasan lies so much. Oh my God. Jesus. Look up the date of the fight. Sam Hyde calls out Hasan Piker. October, yeah, August. I guess it happened in August. Okay, well. Also, just as a thing, like people like Bad Empanada like have actually tried to have me killed. Although we don't care about Bad Empanada because now he's based because Hasan uses him to attack me and anybody else he doesn't like. I guess loaner box for a while. Fuck, this account might have been banned. I don't even know. But he was trying to like tweet at like fucking, he was trying to like tweet at like Hamas or whatever, or tagging like terrorist Twitter accounts while me and Loanerbox were in Israel and in the West Bank. But, okay.
platforming Sam Hyde, talking about murdering me with Sam Hyde, saying he would fund it.
I said I would fund Sam Hyde murdering you? Wait, I'm sorry, hold on. Fuck, what am I looking for? Sorry.
Really funny to watch.
What did I actually say in this? I'll fund you murdering Hasan?
I have to fight Hasan Piker. You know who that is?
Why do you hate Hasan so much? Jesus. So, Hasan boxing match. You've got another match.
Take with a grain of salt, yeah.
Wait, is there like a dream collaboration you have? Is there like somebody, like, obviously aside from your favorite character iDubbbz, is there somebody that you like really want to do something with if you have the opportunity to?
Yeah, I have to fight Hasan Piker. You know who that is?
That's my arch nemesis. You have no idea.
Okay.
I created Hasan 2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
All jokes aside, I know that you guys are not going to take me seriously when I say this stuff because it's like better to fuel drama or whatever. But when I joined Twitch for the first time, I had a very specific goal in mind.
Oh, back when August, he's put in effort, and he sources things.
Fight Hasan Piker. You know who that is?
That's my arch nemesis. You have no idea.
Okay.
I
created Hasan 2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
All jokes aside, I know that you guys are not going to take me seriously when I say this stuff because it's like better to fuel drama or whatever. But when I joined Twitch for the first time, I had a very specific goal in mind. And that goal has come to fruition largely because of Destiny, because of the help that he's given me, and also on top of Destiny, helping me personally, Destiny himself already doing exactly what I wanted to do. So when people like David Pacman decide to come on Twitch, or people like Kyle Kalinske decide to come on Twitch, this is an incredible thing. I love this. The alt-right have an absolute hold, a stranglehold on...
2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
You created him, I have to kill him.
Well, if you're trying to fundraise for that, I would absolutely help you. Dude, anyway, he's been training. Did you see his Twitter videos? He's taking...
I've seen his...
Oh, because he thinks that kill him here, I'm fundraising to assassinate Hasan Piker. For when he's talking about his boxing match. Oh my God.
Training videos. Yes, it was illuminating to watch him kick the pad with such ferocity.
You have to sound scared, okay? You don't want to oversight your to scare him.
Yes.
Yeah. Do wait, that's all you're like 6'5" or something, aren't you?
6'4" and a half.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, have you reached out to him or his people?
Yeah, we've reached out. We've communicated. I've talked to people, intermediaries who've talked to him about this topic. His excuse was that he couldn't platform me by accepting a fight. He wouldn't want to make me lend some of his fame and clout to me.
Listen, if there's any California lawyers, okay, I'm only paying you on contingency though, so only if you win, all right? If everyone would fucking sue Hasan and represent me, okay? I'd do it. You could throw my name on the lawsuit.
To the best of his ability, posting it on LSF, having it go super viral, only to realize that he was aligning himself very openly in a hyper-brigaded post on LSF with an open neo-Nazi pedophile, and how bad that looked, deleting the post, getting one of his fans that posted that to delete the post, basically.
What? Wait, what?
Makes the collab they did more pathetic. Yeah, that's really interesting that Destiny also said he was an out-and-about Nazi, because it didn't seem like he had any issues basically platforming Sam Hyde when Sam Hyde was talking about how he wanted to murder me. Platforming Sam Hyde, talking about murdering me with Sam Hyde, saying he would fund it to the best of his ability, posting it on LSF, having it go super viral, only to realize that he was aligning himself very openly in a hyper-brigaded post on LSF with an open neo-Nazi pedophile, and how bad that looked, deleting the post, getting one of his fans that posted that to delete the post, basically. The videos are still out there. Having conversations with Sam Hyde, where...
Do you think the dynamic you had with Sam is comparable to Hasan and Bad Empanada's relationship? No, I don't understand how. I can't tell if it's like randos or if it's Hasan fans that are like trolling when they ask these questions. But no, if somebody has ideas that I disagree with, I push back on those ideas when we're collabing, whatever you want to call it, or chatting. At that time, I didn't really know that Sam was like an outright neo-Nazi. Again, like all of this is like, you can watch all of this shit on my stream. Like you can watch me go through the process of exploring and discovering, and I'm not really sure if he really means this or is this actually true or not. Like this is all super open stuff. If there's somebody that has like very disagreeable beliefs, who's like a political person on my stream, I'm basically always like talking about that or fighting with them. I don't co-sign opinions about people, or I won't bring somebody on to attack somebody else if this is a person that I super hardcore disagree with. I have a huge issue with that. Like I'm having issues aligning with lefties right now because I don't even know if it'll be disastrous in the future when we disagree on foreign policy takes. I just don't do this. Meanwhile, Hasan will literally like retweet Nazi accounts and shit, actual Nazi accounts on Twitter to attack me and then amplify all their attacks. Like,
where they actively talked about murdering me. But then again, this is far from the first, nor will it be the last Nazi that he has actually defended. He trolled about Asmon and Moist Discords helping him with this video. It didn't have any, just signal boosting by bringing in their names. Who was talking with Sam Hyde? Destiny was.
Wait, so you asked the DJ to remove the post from LSF, but you kept the video up on YouTube. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I already told you, and I challenged the LSF admins. I think I said this even to Stale. No, I think I told them they should do it in the future. If the LSF admins want, although I don't know who has access to it now, or I mean, I have access to my LSF channel. I have never, ever, ever asked for anything to be taken down ever from LSF. I have wait, hold on. Let me think. I'm wondering if that's too strong of a statement. Now I'm wondering if there's any like copyright shit or anything I've ever requested taken down before. I can't think of anything I've ever asked to be taken down from LSF before. This is the totality of my... I don't think anything sensitive is in here. This is the totality of my Discord server interactions with the LSF admins, because they have a server where streamers can beg for shit to be taken down that makes them look bad, because that's all they do. In January of 2022, I said, here's a random question. Can my Reddit account, NeoDestiny, ever get unbanned from the LSF subreddit? We've unbanned you now. Mod team here is very different to what it was a year ago, but checking through history, just make sure to not personally insult people as it still breaks over one. And then a year and a half later, I said, is it okay to have political posts on LSF as long as we attach a charity to the politics? Oh, I got irritated because people like Hasan could keep dodging the no politics rule on LSF as long as they were doing some stupid fucking charity. So this is like a salty question. We allow a small amount of leniency on political posts related to charity if the focus is on the charity, not the politics. Obviously, this requires some case-by-case analysis from our mod team. The general report is to try and weigh if the post helps the charity rather than inflaming political discussions. In September 26th, somebody says, why are you even engaging with that rat Destiny? He's full of shit and not to be trusted. What? LOL. Stale 2000. I see that. And then he links some mod shit. He did a takeover of the sub. I wonder if the new LSF admins even control this Discord even anymore. These are the only conversations I've ever had with LSF admins. I've never requested anything to be taken down. I've never asked them to moderate content on my behalf. I challenge, if you were to get somebody like Hasan to release his logs in this Discord, I guarantee you he's had 10 plus takedown requests. And I know because I've talked to some LSF admins privately. Other streamers request so much shit. They request so much stuff taken down. It's insane. So for him to make that accusation of me is fucking hilarious. Destiny, 5 months ago, you spoke to Harley and you spoke about Sam Hyde and didn't call him a Nazi and did a sweeping. Okay.
Their communities merged and intersected because they had a unique shared perspective of wanting me to die. Who would see that he is actually defended? He trolled about Asmon and Moist Discords helping him with this video. It didn't have any, just signal boosting by bringing in their names.
What do you mean talk to admins privately? Is it possible that Hasan requests takedown via private messages? Yes, on LSF, all of the big streamers have a direct line to the admin team, or at least they did before the recent takeover. I don't know if they still do, but they did before, and they would message the admins and request things to be taken down. They would message them and say like, hey, like, I don't want this drama leaked here, or hey, I think these make us look bad, or hey, whatever, and then you'd have things taken down from LSF you don't like. Hasan used to message them a lot. So did other big streamers used to message the LSF admins a lot to get stuff taken down that they didn't like. Yes.
Who was talking with Sam Hyde? Destiny was. Their communities merged and intersected because they had a unique shared perspective of wanting me to die.
Didn't you just say yesterday that going forward, you're not going to bother with debunking every retarded claim that Hasan makes? Did I misunderstand? I don't think I said that. I said that these are annoying things to deal with because it wastes my time, because none of these are substantive. He'll never post proof or link evidence of any of this. It's just him lying about me. But it's just annoying because it poisons like so many other relationships, because if somebody's never heard of me before, but they've only heard of shit that like this like retarded dipshit like spews on his stream to try to character assassinate me. California, any defamation lawyers want to reach out? Okay, listen. I'll even dump a small retainer, okay? And you can work your bullshit, file some shit. All he does is all he does is just goes on stream and lies about me.
Once again, so it goes a little bit beyond drama is my point.
Like, it's annoying because Nazis fucking hate me because I'm a liberal. I'm a big liberal. And the claim against me is always that, like, oh, Destiny, he stands for nothing. He has, you know, he has no values. He's just a valueless liberal, hedonistic goy slopper, or it's always like the very, very far right, like super cultural far right people are always, are always criticizing me for this. So the idea that he thinks there's some huge crossover in audiences is so fucking stupid.
Also, people have discovered the concept of fog and are very scared about it. So we'll talk about that as well.
To be clear, he doesn't actually think that. Oh, true, too. Yeah, he's just lying about this. He doesn't actually think this is true. True. What's your goal? Are you just producing content, or do you have an underlying purpose with your media? What do you think America's #1 issue is? What can the average American do about it? Most of my stuff right now is probably literally just like, the fancy way to say it would be media factual analysis, I guess, or whatever. But I mean, I don't know, watching videos, fact-checking shit, clarifying what's true and not true. Why don't you seek out a lawyer? Do you not care that much and want a lawyer that will handle it 100%? If somebody wants to do it, it's got to be a passion project lawyer, because I'm not going to go through like putting the whole case together and like building all that, fuck all that shit. I'm not going to pay somebody a fucking $500 an hour fee to do it. So it has to be somebody who hates Hasan and they're powered by their hatred for him. Any plans on lowering the hate watch in 2025? It's really unproductive. Unfortunately, no. But I don't think it is unproductive. I think it's actually been very productive, because now when Hasan lies about me and then I counter it, there's like short clips that go around about it, and then other people could call it out more. It's annoying. I don't really want to do it. If Hasan is giving like really bad political commentary, I'll do it. But when he just lies about me over and over again, I kind of have to say something. Otherwise, I can't. Otherwise, like, people just assume it's true, and then it's just annoying. Yeah. Don't you think Hasan can use what you just said as a defense? Motivated lawsuit? I am motivated, and it would be a motivated lawsuit. It's motivated by the fact that he defames me constantly. Yes, what the fuck? Patrick Bet David exposed and humiliated, declares war on Wikipedia.
Funny how that works. Two of the loudest voices in the United States. Funny how that works. Two of the loudest voices in the United States of America, Patrick Bet David and Vivek Ramaswamy, who claim to be hard workers and who are trying to tell
500 an hour. Destiny needs to hire a lawyer just to see how expensive we really are. What do you mean? It depends. The most expensive litigator I've hired bills $850 an hour. The cheapest I've hired is $300 an hour. What do you mean? The cost for representation can span the whole spectrum. I don't even believe you're really a lawyer. I think you're lying. I don't think you are a lawyer. I think you're a 1L who is fantasizing about charging clients $2,000 an hour because you watch too much TV. The fuck out of my chat.
Tell you that you just need to work a little bit harder. Turns out that the source of their wealth came from essentially scams. Patrick Bet David has been exposed. And
does Hasan consider himself working class? Yeah, what did he say? People are mad at me for buying a house and a car that a dentist, because I have a dentist or a doctor's salary or whatever.
Essentially scams. Patrick Bet David has been exposed. And as a result of this exposure, he has declared war, along with MAGA, on Wikipedia. Let's get into it. Patrick Bet David built his entire platform, his brand, his empire, off the idea of being a robust and hardworking businessman.
Somebody said, how the fuck do you guys have public defenders in? Are they basically volunteers? Yes. Famously in the United States, public defense doesn't, you probably get like shit money. And a lot of people that do public defense, I shouldn't say a lot of people that do public defense, I'm sorry. But some large law firms like force their lawyers to do public defense as like pro bono work, kind of, because it's like a nice thing to do and it makes your firm look nice and it's like giving back to the city or whatever. But yeah.
entrepreneur who takes risk and gets the reward. As it turns out, Patrick Bet David built his entire financial kingdom off of a multi-level marketing scam, a pyramid scheme. Now, while this has been known by many,
I haven't actually dug into this guy's business stuff. Is this actually true? Like, if I were to dig into this, or
people, it did not come into the public eye, generally speaking, until this past weekend when Patrick Bet David decided to wade into the conversation over the H-1B visa program. You could look that up to find out more information about that. The long and short of the H-1B visa program is the question of whether or not immigrants should be allowed to come to the United States to work for employers that in some cases claim that these are highly skilled workers that they absolutely need to bend the laws or circumvent the normal process to allow them to come and work for tech companies, for example, particularly immigrants from India. There are two oppositions to this H-1B visa debate. One of them are just purely racist, as pointed out by everyone from Elon Musk to Vivek Ramaswamy. It's clearly just a group of people who don't want any immigration to the United States of America. Then there's the rest of us who look at this and say the H-1B visa program has been used historically to provide cheap labor that they can circumvent the normal wage regulations here in the United States of America by filling that position with someone from a foreign nation. And we have seen the pressure that has been applied to so many workers, so many migrant and immigrant workers because of the threat of losing that H-1B visa. And we're quite certain that that's exactly the nature behind Elon Musk's desire to expand the program. That's the long and short of it. Let's get back to Patrick Bet David, who decided to wade into this conversation about the virtues of being an immigrant who worked 80 hours a week. And because of that, that's the source of his success. Patrick Bet David is telling everyone that he is successful because he was a hard-working immigrant. Little did most people know that the source of his wealth and his empire came from a scam. Much like Vivek Ramaswamy, by the way, who himself scammed millions upon millions of dollars out of shareholders by promoting a miracle Alzheimer's drug that was not miraculous at all. Vivek Ramaswamy essentially pumped and dumped stocks, destroying a company, destroying shareholder wealth, as well as defrauding a lot of patients who thought the drug did what he said it would do. Funny how that works. Two of the loudest voices in the United States of America, Patrick Bet David and Vivek Ramaswamy, who claim to be hard workers and who are trying to tell you that you just need to work a little bit harder, turns out that the source of their wealth came from essentially scams. I would call them frauds, but fraud has a very specific legal definition, and there are just so many things in the United States of America that to a moral person seems fraudulent, but to the legal system is not fraudulent. So let's just call them scam artists.
fuck me. I don't want to say anything good about this guy because everything is always not good. But I thought it was interesting that he represented two different points of view about opposition to H-1B in the beginning of this video pretty accurately. There's one group of people who are just racist. Then there are other groups of people that might have legitimate concerns. And he's being careful clarifying his terms here. This is very nice. It's good. Yeah.
And this is why Patrick Bet David has declared war on Wikipedia, because Wikipedia has the record. And Wikipedia was the source of why millions of people on Twitter, X, now know the truth about Patrick Bet David. Let's get into the particulars so that you can see it for yourself. Here's Patrick Bet David grandstanding about how hard he worked as an immigrant to the United States of America. Let's read it. As an immigrant from Iran, I saw this as an edge. Speaking of Vivek Ramaswamy's tweet below. I didn't mind working 80 hours a week. I didn't mind the competition. All I wanted was a shot. This used to be the American way. He went on and on, but you get the gist of it. Now, this was the tweet that prompted so many people to say, now, wait a minute, Patrick, not only is the advice that you're giving unhealthy and not sustainable, as Andrea says in this reply, saying, quote, kindly, Patrick, working 80 hours a week is not a healthy role model. Absolutely the case. And I want to read you one more reply from Patrick Bet David. This is what he said. He said, respectfully, both the app plus the phone you are using were built by a founder and an executive team that worked 80 hours a week for many years. Also, our founding fathers worked and fought nonstop more than 80 hours a week to build America. We're beneficiaries of their sacrifices. Now, something about grandstanding when you really have no ground to stand on really jogs my memory about your individual past, because this is what caused me to jump into the conversation saying word on the street is that you made your fortune not working 80 hours a week, but through a pyramid scheme, Patrick Bet David. Now, I'm not exactly sure the chain of events that led exactly to the community note that was ground.
Can you try and give your best steelman for ending birthright citizenship? I can't think of one. They're out there, but no, I'm not going to give a fucking steelman of that. What the fuck? No. I got some weird people in my country right now.
Found in Wikipedia that exposed and humiliated Patrick Bet David, but I like to think that I had some kind of contribution to that chain of events, but I digress. That's neither here nor there. Let's continue on. What happened after that? Well, community notes got involved. Community notes is where a small measure of accountability occurs on Twitter, or now X. This is where the community looks at what someone says and say, wait a minute, I think you're telling a lie, or wait a minute, I think you're being disingenuous. And so they source it, they make their point, people vote on it, and if enough people support what you have to say, your tweet carries around this community note, just like this one that was attached to Patrick Bet David's tweet. This is what it says. Patrick Bet David made his money by founding a predatory, multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, which he then used to market himself as a business guru on YouTube.
Is it in my head, or is it interesting that this PVD guy is only getting real criticism and controversy when he goes against the right? It feels like it used to be the left. Well, yeah, because they'll be very skeptical of you as soon as you're not on their team, right? And that's what's happening. Yeah.
He is essentially a scam artist. and the source was
Multi-level
Wikipedia,
marketing.
which brings us full
One
circle
scene.
to why Patrick Bet David and now the rest of MAGA have declared war on Wikipedia. Now, before we get to the war on Wikipedia, let's go to the actual Wikipedia article, because I want you to see for yourself the history of Patrick Bet David that he now wants scrubbed from the internet. He wants scrubbed from Wikipedia. Here's the career of Patrick Bet David. On September 10th, 2001, Patrick Bet David was hired as a financial advisor at the Glendale branch of Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. He later went on to work at Transamerica for nearly 8 years. Bet David founded PHP Agency in 2009, focusing on life insurance and financial services. The company, a multi-level marketing scheme, was acquired by Integrity, another multi-level marketing company, in 2022. On November 9th, 2012, Bet David launched the Valuetainment channel on YouTube, which features commentary by Bet David and interviews. It eventually grew into a larger media company, which hosts conventions, speakers, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Nick Saban. This last part is important also. As Valuetainment grew, Bet David ventured into political commentary, launching the PBD podcast, which hosts debates and interviews on American politics and cultural issues. On the podcast, Bet David has interviewed guests including Reza Pahlavi, Crown Prince of Iran, Bishop Marie Emanuel, and Donald Trump. He has established himself as a staunch ally of Donald Trump. This is the article that was used to source the community notes that Patrick Bet David has now declared war on. Patrick decided, let me cry. Let me go and talk to Daddy Elon Musk and tell him that I don't like this. And so he sent out the following tweet, quote, "Hey, Elon Musk, I appreciate the value of community notes in fact-checking misinformation, but this particular note falls short of the platform's stated objectives. It feels more like a personal attack tied to my stance on H-1B visas, resembling the flaws of Wikipedia." Does it really, though? Or is it a factual statement about the way that you gained your wealth that everyone is now saying, you know what? I don't know if we really should be taking advice about working 80 hours a week from a guy who built his entire fortune off of a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. Patrick.
Also, somebody pointed this out in YouTube chat. There's a big difference between like working 80 hours a week on a company that you own, like on a passion project that you have, or on a company that you're like a part of a startup you've got big equity in, versus like working a couple jobs or working 3 jobs, working 80 hours a week. Like one of these is like, can be the most like passionate grind set life enriching experience ever. The other one is just like fucking misery, okay?
Bet David. And of course, I jumped in the conversation saying, you're not denying the truth of the note, Patrick Bet David. Tell us more about how hard you work on your MLM multi-level marketing profession. And listen, the reason I say stuff like this is because, let's be real, man. These folks have built entire platforms off of giving you advice on how you should work hard, giving you advice on how you should have this work ethic, how you should pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. Meanwhile, they engage in some of the most predatory practices possible. And then they package it up into podcasts and promote it to people. I'm just getting beside myself with alliteration. But they promote it to people like you who have a passion for being successful. And there you go, taking advice, clicking on, buying products, going to the conventions, buying his books, a person who he himself is a pyramid scheme predator. I mean, really, folks. Do you really want to take advice from someone who built his company not off of hard work and ethics, but hard work at scamming people, hard working at multi-level marketing schemes, hard work making money off of people without providing the value that they promised? And yet here he is with Valuetainment, a wildly successful. Listen, the man is successful now. Regardless of how he built his initial wealth, he's successful in and of himself by telling you how hard you should work. That should absolutely rub you the wrong way. But I digress. Let's go a little bit further. Patrick Bet David now has found it necessary to go to war with Wikipedia because it's not enough for him to just get the community note removed from his tweet. He now...
You're so right about how anyone who says they work 80 plus hours a week is lying. No one would be proud of working that long, and people just don't have the capacity to work that many hours a week. I mean, it depends. There are some situations where if you're working on like your own business, like business owners or small entrepreneurs, they will probably legitimately work 80 plus hours a week on their shit because every single moment of the day, they're like trying to work on their business stuff. There's a lot of stuff to work on. Also, if you're in an environment where there's lucrative overtime pay, people that have bills and people that are like adults will absolutely grind the fuck out of that. That's why I did 60 plus hours a week at the casino for so long, is because, excuse me, I'm like 19 years old and you're going to pay me $22.50 an hour overtime? Yeah, I'm grinding the fuck out of every hour you give me. Of course, that was insane pay for not having a college degree at all. Hell the fuck yes. So, I mean, it depends on the environment, right?
Needs to crush the record. And while he's...
But there's a difference between like working overtime because your job offers it, which is based and you want extra money, versus like you need to work overtime to survive. Those are two very different environments. Also, overtime, in my personal experience, I don't know if this is generalizable to the whole market. As soon as somebody says overtime, they're probably already in a privileged position, because a lot of shit jobs will guillotine you and your supervisor and maybe even your manager if you're getting scheduled for overtime. I've said this before on stream. Like, one of the funniest things is when rich person or middle class person trying to give advice to poor people. And it's like, well, let's figure out how much money like you can make at your job. So let's do 40 hours a week times. It's like, whoa, slow down there, buddy. You think they would ever schedule me 40 hours a week? Let's start with 28, okay? And then let's see if we can factor in a second job there, okay? Like you're not, yeah, like even being treated as a full-time employee is yeah, it can be a challenge when you're in really shitty work. That environment might have changed, to be fair, from when I was a worker though, so I don't know.
Crushing his own personal record as it has been prolifically documented on Wikipedia. Here he is now saying, no, that's not enough. Now I want to take down all of Wikipedia. And he starts here. Should Wikipedia be a reliable source for community notes? He sends out this polling. And of course, considering his fan base, they said no. Now, folks, let's be real. If you have followed the progression of what Wikipedia truly is, you understand the robustness and the veracity of Wikipedia. Can misinformation seep through? Yes, because it's such a huge platform. But the editors, the individuals who contribute, and the people who verify and check the sources, it is a robust community of individuals who verify and have created an archive of masterfully kept information. I mean, from quantum mechanics down to political issues, it is a robust archive of information and knowledge. But because it has become inconvenient for Patrick Bet-David, all of MAGA is now sinking their teeth into the idea of destroying Wikipedia and labeling it as woke. There's so many layers to this conversation. You have in column one, you have people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Patrick Bet-David who are immigrants, and no offense to immigrants. You know, on this channel, I defend and support immigrants just as much as any other marginalized group. But they're immigrants like Patrick Bet-David and Vivek Ramaswamy, who actually is kind of like a chain migration base.
I hate to defend MLMs, but I think there's definitely a grading to how predatory things that qualify as MLMs could be. I don't know how many people know this or not, but basically any supplemental life insurance or supplemental insurance company or life insurance company is essentially an MLM/pyramid scheme type employment. Any type of job that relies on you or sells you the idea that you can get rich by getting people under you and them getting people under them, I would say is a scamming MLM. That's how I feel.
Maybe, but that's a whole different conversation. But they come to lecture people in the United States of America about the value of hard work, when in reality, we know their history. We know how they made their money. And they made their money, perhaps it's not fraud in the legal sense, but to the average person who was hurt by what they did, they consider it fraud. They consider, the victims of Vivek Ramaswamy consider themselves as having been scammed. The people who poured value and wealth into Patrick Bet-David's multi-level marketing scam, only to realize it wasn't about the value, it was about their fees that they paid him. I bet you they feel scammed, but they have the unmitigated gall to lecture us Americans about hard work and work ethic, when most of us in the United States of America have to work 80 hours a week just to pay rent for a one-bedroom apartment and to have food or to buy medication. So it's the disingenuousness of it. It's the nerve. It's the gall. It's the unmitigated gall of it. It's the pompousness, the temerity to stand up and look you in the face and say, you need to work harder like I did. When what they're not saying in the subtext is clearly this: I worked really hard at scamming people. I worked really hard at my multi-level marketing scam. I worked really hard at my pyramid scheme. I worked really hard at defrauding, or rather, that's a legal term, at plundering the wealth of multiple companies, Vivek Ramaswamy. The moral of the story is this: be careful who you get financial advice from. Be careful who you get entrepreneurial advice from, and really question the source of how they made their money, because you might not realize that they've moved from one scam to another, where they scammed people before you, and now they are selling you a bill of goods. They're selling you books. They're telling you to subscribe so that you can listen to them give you advice on how to work hard, when all they ever worked hard at was scamming people.
True, if that's true. Calling Vivek a scammer for selling shares is actually insane. He built a $9 billion company by repurposing drugs for different diseases. His company is a complete success, and anyone saying otherwise does not understand how the pharmaceutical industry works and the success rate of clinical stage biotech companies. I don't know anything about Vivek's company, so I can't say anything for that. But what is this? 14-minute video from Coffeezilla.
Multi-level marketing, once seen as the new way to make a part-time or full-time income from home. Now it's almost universally ridiculed and mocked by anyone because, guys, we've done the experiment. The numbers are in. It's a failing business model that doesn't work, except if you're at the tippity top. If you can get enough suckers underneath you to lose money, you can then make money. That is true. That is an honest thing. Take a load off, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the marketing versus the reality. Get ready for some contradiction, some hypocrisy, some lies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the $10 Million Studio. I'm your host, Coffeezilla.
Have you heard of Amway or Quick Start? Bro, don't talk to me about fucking Amway. Man, my family was obsessed with, addicted to that shit. We used to drive around in our car listening to tapes. The tapes. We would go to Amway conventions. Don't talk to me about Amway.
And today, you know what we're taking a look at? Some of the great MLMs, right? Let's first watch some of the marketing, right? Bring down the computer monitor, of course. The first thing we're going to be looking at is Amway. You guys know them. They're sort of the original schemers, the original get-rich-quick scheme. And let's take a look at what they say about themselves.
No. Fucking, the whole thing is on Amway. Or this part is.
Everyone talks about it, yet very few bring financial solutions to solve it.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm sorry, I just realized you steelmanned a Nazi talking point when watching the Sam Hyde video the other day, but you can't steelman my citizenship question? I just didn't feel like it. What do you want me to say? People don't like the concept of birthright citizenship because they feel like it can be abused by some people. They feel like people who shouldn't be citizens can abuse the fact that if they're just born on U.S. soil. I think Nazis will call this the magic soil argument. Being born on American soil doesn't make you an American. It's being born to two American citizen parents. That's what makes you an American. So we don't have any need for birthright citizenship, because when they say birthright citizenship, I think what they're usually just talking about is like when you're born in America, you get citizenship, right? They're not usually talking about getting rid of it from two people who are born to or a person born to two American citizens. They're just talking about getting rid of it from people that are born on U.S. soil. I believe is what that's generally what they argue for. But it's hard to even have a steelman argument. Like every new world country basically has birthright citizenship. Yeah, that's the steelman. But even the steelman is not that good. There's just not a very compelling argument to get rid of birthright citizenship. How many countries have birthright citizenship? I think almost every new world country has birthright citizenship.
Big promises.
Until now.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Please, economy lesson. How does the market allow skip lagging? Are you talking about like the airplane thing, or are you talking about something different?
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
One company dares to dream bigger and do the impossible. One company pushes the limits of the status quo.
Wow. We got it all, guys. We got people smoking cigars, fat cats, dude. This is a lot like the Amway thing. It's like a younger Amway. It's nice. It's fresh. It's exciting. So what is the reality of PHP? According to the disclosure they have to file. Let's check it out because they say they have the top compensation plan.
With the top compensation package in the marketplace for entrepreneurial agency builders, PHP is ushering a new era of
Anytime.
the top compensation package.
Oh God, my family did so much MLM. They fell for so much MLM stuff. I can, even though I haven't done anything with these in 20 years, I can pick out every MLM fucking scam thing, okay? Anytime you have like reward tiers for people in your business, always a scam. Stay the fuck away. Every single time, always a scam, okay? Anytime you have like levels in the business or whatever, always a scam. Stay the fuck away, always a scam. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what this is. It's what it looks like. They've earned this level ring or whatever. Careful.
In the marketplace for entrepreneurial agency builders, PHP is ushering a new era of multicultural and diverse agents.
Wow. So you heard it. World class. This is the best we're going to get today in terms of compensation plans. So it better be good. So we got to go through a little bit of this. The first thing you have to notice, this is a measure of the average of the life licensed agents in the periods of January through December 31st, 2019. So I wanted to make sure to get 2019's income disclosure because I know COVID shook things up. I didn't want to, get that in the mix. So this is that. And it's for agents that got their license because I know you have to get like licensed with these kinds of businesses. So I wanted to make sure we measured the licensed agents. And they said,
I think birthright citizenship is just a North and South America thing. What do you... What do you think the new world is?
this is licensed agents. Well, let's check out the numbers. $800,000 of income. That's pretty good. Well, how many people get that? 0.13%. Okay. So it drops pretty steeply off from that. Okay. 300,000, not bad. 0.14%. Now going on from that, like you basically have 1% of people making a really good income, it seems like. Because 0.75% make $148,000. That's a great living. You're going to do very well with that. Well, now we drop into the middle class, right? 1% of the people do that. It's still great. Still good compensation. Here's where it really falls off. Down here, I don't know if you can see that, 64% of paid agents, these are agents getting paid, made $200. The vast majority of people who made money with PHP barely paid off their enrollment fee of $200 that year. You didn't even barely broke even on an enrollment fee, over half. Now, 20% of them made $2,000 in a single year. Terrible income. Let's just be honest. That's like a side hustle at best. 7,000, same thing. 6% of people made that. Meaning,
what are you, a Spanish conquistador in the 1500s? It's not the New World, it's the Americas more. Sometimes people call it the New World. No? Like for people that collect tarantulas or spiders, you've got like New World spiders that are like chill, and you've got like Old World tarantulas that are schizo. Are they spiders? Wait, is a spider a tarantula, or is this one of those things where it's actually not? Hold on. They are a mesothele. I don't know. Don't care. Losers.
that about 90% of PHP's employees also make less than, take a guess, everyone got their guess ready? McDonald's employees. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the #1 compensation plan in MLM, the thing that's changing everything, that's changing a world full of debt. McDonald's starting salary makes more than 90% of those people. This isn't to dump on those people, by the way. This MLM as a rule, it just doesn't work. Guys always tell you, MLMs are scams built to enrich the very people at the very top and basically no one else. And to make money, you have to recruit people underneath you. Now, the thing is, these people will tell you, well, of course, Stephen, people at, not many people succeed. It's just like owning a business where most people don't succeed, except there's a problem with that. You don't have to go out and base your success on getting new success suckers in the program. This is the problem with MLMs. MLMs involve, the majority of their work is, hey, you gotta go recruit. So in order for you to succeed, this is what makes MLMs completely unique. You have to make other people go lose. You get that? Because to succeed, you have to recruit. And to recruit, you have to knowingly bring people into a system where 90% of the people make less than McDonald's salary. Where it's probably slightly more than that, right? Yeah, actually it is, because actually it's 95% of people, because these 4.8% make only $15,000 a year. I think a minimum wage at
Okay.
Is that that's not what happens. What happens is that if you
Didn't we watch this already? Why was I like this again?
communicate something in a way that's extremely aggro, a really great example of this is, I think, Destiny. Destiny communicates a lot of ideas that in a lot of cases are factually accurate in a way that alienates people. And I think that that's very evident. And if you read comments about him or you read people that are discussing things about him, is that a lot of people don't like what they don't like how he says things and the way that he says things. And that causes them to say what he said was wrong. No, I'm saying like, yeah, he's aggro. Exactly. And doing that ends up alienating more people. It's a dumb take.
Based. Okay, hold on. Going through my links, and then we'll cover the Nazi thing. Who is this? What is this? Soda Twinkin. Holy. What is this?
Why do you lean into MAGA right talking points so much lately? It feels like audience cap.
Oh, somebody said in my chat they asked him this question in chat.
Base video. It was too long. I don't think it was too long. I think it was fine. Why do you lean into MAGA right talking points so much lately? It feels like audience capture with how much you push back on anything with Trump Elon. Can you give me an example of that? Because, like, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but this video was a 46-minute critique of Elon. It was a critique of him. It was criticizing him the entire time. It was saying this thing that you said was wrong, this thing that you said was wrong. You're not going to get banned for this, by the way. Like, you're not being disrespectful or anything like that. I mean, you're not going to get banned. I'm asking you a question. Face trimmer, yeah, it's fine. Ban a furry. It's not a furry. I think that's what's that, Clementine from Overlord? Kind of. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's true though. Well, I'll give the person a minute or two to respond, and then I'll move on. And yeah, an hour and a half talking shit about you. Yeah, exactly, right. And it's not even really talking shit. I think that's not really the point.
Okay. Somebody mentioned this. Oh, this was bullshit. We don't care about this. About Nick Fuentes agreeing with Bernie Sanders. This is not surprising. Remember, Bernie Sanders is a bit of a populist. Populists generally like protectivism when it comes to economic policy. Protectivism meaning that you are enacting policies that are contrary to free trade because you believe that it harms your native workers. So you engage in protective policies to try to shield your native workers from things that you consider harmful to them. So it's not surprising that Bernie Sanders would be opposed to H-1B visa type programs. And it's not surprising that Nick Fuentes would agree with this. That's not, that is not too surprising. It's protectionism, not protectivism. What did I say? Yeah, protectionism, sorry. Okay, 3 more. This is about Sam Hyde on his podcast where he's more mask off.
What about like the...
Okay, we'll look at that in a second. What is this? Atriarch talked about the holy war between Hasan, Asmongold, and Destiny between 250 and 455.
A fellow with glizzy hands bold. I'm not gonna Twitch outside of squeaks and stands. This is all I want.
Do you think the legal class action lawsuit will go? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know enough about the law there. I would have to look into it, yeah.
This is all I watch squeaks and stands a little bit while I'm working on other stuff. And I'm like, I have never taken the time to realize, like, what are the people that are really good at this medium doing? So I took some time on this 2 weeks to watch other content and like take notes. I took notes, bro. Like, I'm not kidding. And I'm like trying to figure out like what are things I can learn or do better. It's just like I think it'd be a fun experiment. How do I say this without kicking off the new year in such a crazy way? I looked at content from people I thought were doing the best viewer-wise in the space of like discussing events and the news. And so I realized that a vast majority of people online get their opinions from one of these three people. One of these three people. This is what I found out. This is my research discovered.
How do you imagine they'd collect evidence, notarize network logs? Wait, what? Evidence for what? Wait, what is Vosh's viewership at these days? I thought Vosh was doing better on the live streaming part.
Is a lot of people get their opinions from one of these three people. And so I watched a little bit, I'm not gonna say I'm an expert, but a little bit of all of their mostly YouTube content, all right? I just wanted to see what is different, what's unique. And I should clarify, all right? This is such a holy war between these people. I have no involvement in it. I truly don't. If you're a deep, passionate, angry online person about this whole thing, this is not the community for you. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? But I do wanna say that I think there is a space for something else. I watched it and I was like, man, I do think there's a market opportunity for something else. So that is what I'm kind of looking at as I try to
notarize network logs for the Honey lawsuit. Oh, I don't even know what the lawsuit is about or what they're alleging. I haven't even read what their cause of actions are.
Man, I do think there's a market opportunity for some.
How should we evaluate the protectionism of Biden preventing the Nippon Steel merger? I don't know. I don't know enough about it to say. But I'm generally a free trade person, so economically, I'd probably be opposed to it unless he's got like national security reasons or there's something else that I'm missing, like they're doing something bad on their end. But otherwise, I'm generally a pro-globalist, globo-homo, free trade, goy slapper.
For something else. I watched it and I was like, man, I do think there's a market opportunity for something else. So that is what I'm kind of looking at as I try to work harder in 2025. I'm learning from people who are doing better than me, of course. But I sincerely think that there's a space for something else. That plus everything tax-wise, financially, I just feel like I'm in a spot where I can like just run. You forgot about MAGA Mayo Lud? By the way, speaking of Ludwig, that's a separate topic, but we can go off topic real quick. At the New Year's party last night, I'm not sure Ludwig will ever upload a video ever again. I'm not sure Ludwig will upload a video ever again because Ludwig texted Stans, who hosted this party, hey, I'm gonna come. No, well, that sounds, pause. I'm headed to the party, or whatever, I'm going to the party. And then proceeded to not come to the party and play League of Legends all night.
Okay, what am I missing here? Sure, H-1B is a bunch of issues, but isn't one of the requirements to pay at least the average prevailing wage for the position, which is set by the DPT of Labor, the Department of Labor? It just basically comes down to workers always want the highest wage possible, and anybody coming in is seen as pushing wages down, so it's always like people competing for wages. It's basically what it comes down to.
Offline, alone. He's actually in the absolute depths. Like when I was at a party, whatever, I'm going to the party. And then proceeded to not come to the party and play League of Legends all night. Offline, alone. He's actually in the absolute depths. Like when I was addicted. I'm literally seeing a flashback to myself in college. He played the same amount of games that I would play in college, like 18 to 20 games in a day. That is peak, that's almost depression levels, which is funny because he's not depressed. So we didn't make it to the party, which is sad because it was really fun. But I want to get this on record. Ludwig, let's pull up his OPGG real quick. He's silver 2, but he's on the uptrend. Oh my gosh, so many games. 20 games, 10 wins, 10 losses. That's just a day lost. A full day of arguing with teammates and stressing and trying and winning and nothing happened. This is the type of day that made me quit, by the way, back in late college. I remember a specific Saturday where my friends were doing things. They went out and did stuff and I said no. Played 20 games in a day and ended up 2 LP down from where I started. And I remember thinking, what the fuck am I doing with my youth and my life? But bro is now 30 and doing this. And also could do anything. Bro is a millionaire in LA, rich and famous friends, and is spending his time alone playing. It's crazy. It's actually an addiction. It's actually like heroin. But what I want to say is, I see why he's doing it. I respect him for doing it. He is actually a real grinder. All this has done is increase my respect for Ludwig.
Okay. Okay, can we not... I don't know if it's worth posting a thing where it's like, this guy mentioned him once. Like, what is it? Yeah. Bernie also argues that H-1B is indentured servitude. Yeah, that's stupid. But But Bernie probably thinks that like all labor is slavery, so. What is this? Sick from the fog? What are they hiding in this mysterious fog? Oh god, channel name is Hustle.
Like nothing. And bang. There's a flashlight.
This one is the balcony view, and you
This is like a video showing how ridiculous this is, right? Not like...
can't even see the ocean at all. And you can see this big ring here.
By now, I'm sure many of you have seen the mysterious fog that seems to have engulfed more than half of the...
Oh god, his name is Hustle, bitch.
...world. And while the mainstream media says it's just another bizarre weather phenomenon, I'm going to show you all the strange and spooky things people have been reporting.
Why is it stupid? Aren't H-1B workers going to accept worse conditions? What do you mean by worse conditions? It's the United States of America, dog. What are you talking about?
About this menacing fog. And we're going to start things off with this TikTok, where a man explains why this fog layer is very strange.
So it's crazy foggy right now. But that's not the weird part, okay? Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after...
He means worse conditions than native workers? I mean, the Department of Labor sets the minimum wages for these jobs. Like, all of them make, like, I'm pretty sure they all make above, like, the median wages.
You set off a bunch of fireworks, and, like, the taste of the air...
Like the median U.S. wage, like...
is, I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic.
And he isn't the only one who's reported that the fog has a strange, toxic smell. People in Florida have also been making TikToks showing the dense fog, which, according to them, smells like bug spray.
This fog is in Florida. It's 9 a.m. almost. It smells like spray, like bug spray. We need to report this everywhere. It is happening.
Some folks in Toronto also...
Will you address the monopsony issues with H-1B workers? What do you mean, the monopsony issues? What do you mean? Every labor market, arguably, some employers have monopsony power. That's not unique to H-1B. Getting deported when you're fired is kind of weird, but that's my only critique. I mean, there's a lot of visas that come to the United States where if you get fired or if you lose a business or lose a thing, then you get deported, right? That's why it's a visa and not a green card. What do you mean?
Also have reported that the fog has a very distinct and clearly unpleasant smell.
But this is up. It smells. Can't see.
But this isn't even the weirdest thing about this fog cover. There are so many videos of people using flashlights to show that this supposed fog is actually made up of small particles, which is not normal whatsoever.
What?
It's to show that this supposed fog is actually made up of small particles, which is not normal whatsoever.
What do you think it means when you can't see through something? Isn't this like the difference between like a mixture and a compound? Anytime there's a cloudy thing or there's a thing, of course it's made up of particles. What do you think that means? What are you talking about? Or not a compound or a mixture. It's like a mixture versus a solution, I think, right? I don't think most people know the difference between a visa and a green card. A visa just allows you to come here for some limited time period based on whatever the visa is. A green card means you're a lawful permanent resident, meaning that you enjoy permanent residency in the United States, but you're not a citizen yet. I'm gonna use the restroom. Hold on one sec. We'll do that Nazi stuff after this video, okay?
All right, y'all. I got a Surefire flashlight for Christmas, and this will give you a good look. You can't see the fog here, but check this out. So,
Oh my god.
Conspiracy theorist, but I am, and so this falls in line. What the is this?
I'm gonna turn my flashlight on.
What is this?
I feel is this just gonna be people like rediscovering everything about the world? Like what? Like I don't even know what to say. Like, are people gonna go to rivers and shine a light in and be like, notice how the water's not transparent? Like, what's in there? Why is this not crystal clear water? What's going on? Like,
this is not fog.
Now, like some of you, I initially thought that these were just tiny water droplets, but then I saw this post. It was made by someone from Mississippi who was trying to share their experience of driving through this fog. Pay attention. Fog should have moisture. I just drove through thick fog, which by definition is when water condenses and creates tiny water droplets. All my life, I had to use windshield wipers in fog. Not anymore. This is dry chemical fog. Driving 30 plus minutes in fake fog. No windshield wipers required. Wake up. Now, his claim is somewhat backed by this air quality alert, which many people received in Hillsborough County in Florida on New Year's Eve. The alert states, the Environmental Protection Commission of Hillsborough County has issued an air pollution precaution due to elevated levels of fine particulates until...
The H-1 visa can change employers within a few months of a layoff. L1 visa pretty much has to pack bags when fired. I'm not sure which part of the process it was, but I saw employer needed to post a job ad to prove there are no local qualified candidates for the position. I think for H-1Bs, you have to prove that you couldn't find an American worker first.
Till midnight EST Wednesday night. Unusually sensitive individuals, such as the elderly, children, and individuals with respiratory ailments, may consider reducing prolonged or heavy exertion outdoors. The general public is not likely to be affected. As you can see, even they are admitting the presence of suspended fine particles that can make people sick. And this might explain why more and more people are now posting videos about getting sick after only going outside a couple of times in this fog.
Is there something going on with this fog and then people getting sick? Because hear me out, people, Oregon, Florida, like all over the place are saying that they've experienced this exact same thing. I understand it's cold and flu season, whatever, this could be just a weird coincidence, but now I'm seeing a lot of my friends and people that I'm, follow and stuff on social media talking about being sick, this red sore throat, really bad. I myself have been under the weather for the last 5 days. Nothing severe, nothing like what other people are reporting, but like a scratchy throat. You can kind of hear it in my voice, just kind of more tired and things like that. And I just don't know. It's just strange. It's just strange. The fog itself was strange. I even thought it was strange just when I thought it was just here in southeast Nebraska where I am. When it wouldn't leave for 3 to 4 days, I was like, that is strange. And then I start seeing all these people on social media talking about they're all over the country and they're experiencing the same kind of fog. Makes you think.
There's also this woman who was having respiratory issues and was shocked after inspecting the air filters inside of her house.
I've never pulled out a filter this dark in my life. This is not normal. It's black. Look at the new one. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. This is crazy. I'm sorry. This isn't normal, y'all. It's not normal. This fog is not normal. This is not normal. Never in my life have I...
Oh, alert. If you live in a house and you've never changed your air conditioner filter before, holy fuck, go do that, because those motherfuckers do get dirty. I think you're supposed to change them every 6 months.
Ever seen a filter like this? Never. I change these all the time. I have a ton of them.
Now, this video went viral and people left all kinds of comments on it. Some of them pointed out that her HVAC system doesn't bring any air outside, and she responded by saying she had kept her window open for the last couple of weeks. To see if the filter gets dirty with windows closed, she checked it again after 24 hours and made this TikTok.
I changed it last night, and so less than 24 hours ago, and it is clean. Looks pretty clean. I'll show you. All right, here is the clean filter. All right, so the only thing that I can say that would be different is that last week I cracked open all my windows throughout my house and my sliding door. And the reason I did that is because I live in Minnesota. We run heat for months and months at a time in the winter. So if temps get even a little bit warm, where we can open windows and at least get the stale air out of here, that's what we do, so we can circulate in fresh air. Now, it was super foggy this past week, extremely foggy, like insane fog that everyone else is seeing. So I had all my windows open during this time, not thinking that it was a dangerous fog. That's why I correlated the two and was wondering if anyone else was experiencing the same thing where there is fog.
Now, let me once again make this very clear. This fog isn't just affecting the US. People in Canada, Europe, and the UK are also facing the same problems, as you can guess after listening to this lady.
So does anybody else just...
Wait, am I crazy? Or does this guy kind of sound like the, oh fuck, the channel, the audit guy, a little bit?
And the UK are also facing the same problems, as you can guess after listening to this lady.
Or he's got like this kind of like cadence. It's AI? Oh, well.
So does anybody else just feel like they should be walking around wearing a gas mask? Like, what is happening?
Okay, this is just a video compiling these stupid videos. Okay, this is fucking stupid. All right, good one. Good one.